And we're underway again at the Noihati Stadium. The change in sides, can it bring about a change in fortunes in this game for both the sides? Welcoming you back to the live broadcast. My name is Shayun Toshengupto, and I hope that this broadcast finds you in good health. Here we go. Men in white taking from the left to the right of your screens. Back in possession with Sesa Football Academy. Sesa Football Academy have utilized the flanks really well in the first half, create a bit of chances, create those chances that can eventually lead them into a goal. Just a couple of touches on the left. Here's Karbi. In comes the cross. Header just goes above. Another opportunity this time. A solid one. It was a good ball in from the left. Back with the goalkeeper, Karbi Anglong. Das, Ayush Das. Here's Ayush again. And that's a good ball in. Now a chance for Karbi. Here's the shot, and here's the first goal. Brilliant one, brilliant ball to Brahma. And Brahma fetches the first goal for Karbi Anglong. The goal that will be remembered for a long time. It has paid off. Rich dividends to the kind of perseverance. Look at that ball in. Brilliant ball in. And then Brahma, good control. Despite a couple of defenders being just behind him, he's managed to find the back of the net. It's the first goal today afternoon between these two sides. And it's Brahma who has scored a goal. So they've exorcised the ghosts of the previous game there. Karbi against Diamond Harbour when they lost the game. Looked like a completely different unit. The side from Assam, right on the money. There's the men in blue now. That's a good ball in now from the left flank. Came that grounder. Just stopped on its tracks by the men in white. Here's the men in blue now. Back in possession. Sesa Football Academy. Here's Sesa Football Academy. Now looking for a few options. Here's Francis Pereira. Gives it towards Akash. Stopped on its tracks by the defenders of Karbi Anglong. Here's Gawas. Gives it towards the right back. Tussle for possession, and Karbi, just when they were about to get the possession, and referee has pointed towards Karbi's aggressive third. You see how things panned out. It was an aggressive foul from Chetan. Seems to be in a little bit of a pain there. Because Cornelius is going to be behind that set piece. Now Cornelius launches the ball forward. Back with Sesa Football Academy. From the right. Myron Francis. Once again gives it behind. Now from the right flank. Gentle push forward. Here they come in numbers. It's a very critical stage for Indian football, and we need the support of all the fans to keep tuning into every single broadcast of every single game. This is an I League 3 game, the fourth tier football league in India. 4 teams will be qualifying to I League 2. So after the group stage matches, there were a total 25 teams. Now there are just 10 teams remaining. 10 of the best football clubs in the 4th division battling it out for those 4 elusive spots in I League 2. Toppers of the 2 groups of Group A and Group B, they'll be playing the finals of I League 3, and both of them will be directly earning a place in the 3rd tier Football League of India. Into push behind. The I League footballing action continues. Yesterday we saw Chanmari FC having a 1-1 draw with Dalbeat Football Academy. Earlier in the morning, we saw Klasa FC, side from Bishnupur in Manipur, winning the game 2-1 against the Kashmiri side Downtown Heroes. Kashmir has had its representation in Indian football as well. The real Kashmir that plays in the 2nd tier Football League of India, the I League. They've played really well in the previous edition of I League, that is I League 2023-2024, with the likes of Mohammedan SC, Shillong Lejong, Sudeva, Shillong Lejong, Mohammedan SC, Real Kashmir, all of them performing extremely well. Mohammedan Sporting Club, of course, gained their promotion to the top tier Football League of India, the Indian Super League. And all the clubs and all the teams will have their eyes on the final frontier, that is the Indian League. Through perseverance, through hard work, through continuous good performances, they can earn a spot over there, just like Mohammedan did. Quick turn, now Sesa Football Academy from the right flank. Here they come. In comes that cross. Good control on the ball, back with the white shirts. Here's Sesa Football Academy. Good ball towards the right. They have space. In comes the cross, but going to get purchased from that cross from the right flank. Cleared away from the mouth of danger by Karbi Anglong. Again, a chip and shot towards the right flank. Once again, the ball goes outside the sidelines. Here's the men in white now. Now from the right, here's Brahma, the goal scorer. Needs a few options, decent delivery in, good control. Now from the left, here they come. Creating space, cleared away by Sesa Football Academy's defenders. Brilliant defending. I can see a substitution can happen soon. Couple of substitutions, in fact, for Sesa Football Academy, who are desperate to bring the game back on level terms. It's going to be a corner. Another set piece. Another chance for them to get that goal. Here comes the ball. Plenty of blue shirts to clear the ball away. And they have cleared it away. Now, in comes the blue shirts in numbers. They're tearing forward on the counter. Look at the pace with which they're approaching. But brilliant defending. This is the kind of defensive prowess that was missing in the previous game where Emma Redam had scored a hat-trick. Yamin Dhabo is Brahma. Now is the build-up coming in. It's the men in white. Here's Beckham Singh. Amrut Kudnekar back to Beckham. Inside to build it up there. It's Pereira. Gives it towards the goalkeeper. Gaonkar, the captain. He has to marshal his troops well. You have to utilize the flanks well now. Just a couple of touches behind with the blue shirts again now. Here's the long ball towards the left, jersey number 28. Here's Beckham Singh. Good bit of defending from Karbi. Look at them. Looking like a completely different unit. The side from Assam. Beckham Singh gives it towards Pinto. Here's Clencio Pinto. Marquee player of Sesa Football Academy as we approach the hour mark. Here's Clencio Pinto. Needs to launch the ball and give it towards the blue shirts. In comes the cross towards the right flank. Yeah, the substitutions we were talking a while back. Double substitution for Sesa Football Academy in a bid to stage a comeback into the game. You got Omkar and of course Kirtikesh to come back into the turf. 30 odd minutes remaining, half an hour remaining in regulation time here. See what the flanks can do. Sesa Football Academy dominating possession, desperate to stage that comeback. In comes the cross. Did get a touch over there. Potentially keep it under control. Defensive troops rising up to the occasions, forming a wall. Karbi Anglong have been doing extremely well in this game. They look like a completely different crewmate. The one we saw in the previous game against Diamond Harbour when they were battered 1-4. That's what a couple of days of off can do. That's what a dose of motivation can do. Karbi Anglong had done extremely well so far. The job is not done. They need another goal. That's how a cushion will be formed. Because one goal cushion is never enough in football. Now near the edge of the box here. In comes the cross towards the far post. A little bit heavy touch. Hence the ball goes away again. It's a brand new day, brand new strategy, brand new team to face against. Here's Karbi Anglong now. Intercepted in the left back position. Couple of 1-2s and back with Sesa Football Academy. Once again, we'll see how things.
हीरो मेरे टीम से हो। मेरे टीम से चांस ही नहीं है। मनुदा आप तो फुटबॉल एजेंट हो, आप बताओ।
अगला हीरो वेस्ट बंगाल से होगा।
देखिए ISL सिर्फ जियो सिनेमा स्पोर्ट्स 18 3 पे।
Are you carrying a weight too heavy to bear? What would happen if you let it go?
Here's the men in blue now, trying to build it up. 1-0 in favor of Karbi Anglong so far. You can see substitution can happen. Players of Karbi Anglong warming up. I might just want a few fresh legs on the field for a revamped approach to the game. Tried to create that layoff towards the right winger, but intercepted on its tracks by the men in white. Here comes Karbi Anglong, utilizing the flanks now near the edge of the box. In comes that shot, and this is the second goal. They've doubled their lead up. Brilliant finish against the run of play. Karbi Anglong double up their lead. Sesa Football Academy under the pump. We'll see how things panned out. Poor defending. There were two players caught napping. Brilliant ball, and that final touch eventually coming from Pise. Pise with that final touch. Here Karbi Anglong have a couple of goals under their belt. After the goalless first half, we've got a couple of goals in the first 20 minutes of the first half, the second half in fact. Karbi Anglong are in the driver's seat of this game, and the goal scorer Kevin Sanyu Pise might just be going off. He's holding his legs, calf region, might have just copped a blow, or seems to be a little bit of a hamstring pull. Nevertheless, he's an integral part of Karbi Anglong's team, and there are 2 more matches remaining in the playoffs of I-League 3. Doesn't want to be taking any sort of risk. He's done his job, given that Kushan goal. Couple of goals. It's from the left flank. Did they keep it in control? Seems like it is. Did not cross the goal line. Referee has to intervene. Seems like another injury, and that's a yellow card that has been brandished to a Sesa Football Academy player. Yellow card has been brandished to Satelkar. Sachu Satelkar had a couple of goals in the previous game against Downtown Heroes. Hasn't really gotten the opportunity of finding his name on the goal scoring sheet in this game. The substitution has happened. The first goal scorer, Brahmo, has gone off. And in comes Rajdan Singh. So it's a big moment for Rajdan Singh. He's got 25 odd minutes to prove a mark, including the injury time that will happen after the game. Here's the quick throw in. Now the men in blue. How do they stage a comeback? There's plenty of time to stage that comeback. There's plenty of time for them to turn around. This just goes on to show that football is never played on paper, it's played on the football field. There's never a David and a Goliath story in football. There's no pushovers, there's no favourites. Karbi Anglong lost their previous game. Sesa Football Academy had won their previous game by a comfortable margin. So on paper, they might have been the better side. But here they are on the field. It's just the opposite that's happened. It's Karbi Anglong have a 2-0 lead so far. Job still not over, but they've done the job in the first 70 minutes quite well.
Hey, কে এখানে?
They push the ball away from their defensive third. There's the men in white now. Just a little heavy touch. Hence, they couldn't really execute that pass well. More or less, the passes have been quite slick. Short, intricate passes that have helped them and get the possession. So a couple of goals up. And there's still pressing going on. There's still a little bit of pressing from Karbi Anglong. 2-0 up and ahead against Sesa Football Academy. That's from the left flank. There's the diagonal ball towards the left. Good control. Now comes the build-up. Puts the ball forward. Now from the right flank. In comes the cross. Collected by the goalkeeper and collected well. Less than 20 minutes of regulation time remaining in this game. And there's plenty of action. In comes the shot. Sails over the crossbar, not being able to keep it on target. This time the shot, of course, came from Omkar Shetgaonkar, who just come off. the bench. Now, Sesa Football Academy. Ball goes over. Now the build-up coming in from the men in white. Here's the diagonal ball. Couldn't really exert control on that one. What can Sesa Football Academy do? They have to come all guns blazing at the moment. They need to find those pockets of spaces. Because at the moment, the men in white seems like they have 20 players on the field. That's the kind of defending they're doing. One player is equivalent to two. Exerting pure dominance. And a double substitution for Sesa Football Academy. Sandeep and Shlok Tiwari come in. Fresh legs. Can they get that goal? Lakshman Satelkar goes off. And so does Chetan. So a couple of new forwards. They'll have stamina, they'll have pace. Let's see if they can pull that trigger with perfection.
Do you want to become an expert in AI and machine learning? Well, Logic Mojo is here to help you get placed in AI, machine learning and data scientist role. There is a high demand for AI and machine learning engineers in software industry and projected to grow by 40% in upcoming years. So time to switch your career to AI and machine learning for better opportunities and high packages. Logic Mojo helps you achieve your goals in a few months of preparation. You will learn machine learning, deep learning, data science and AI complete tech stack in live interactive classes. Solve case studies, assignments and get hands-on experience on AI and machine learning projects. Become a certified AI professional and get placed in top tech companies. For more information about the course, log on to logicmojo.com.
Rum and Raisin in intense Cadbury Boneville.
everything nowadays is moved to the cloud, running on the cloud, or is stored in the cloud. Hence, the demand for certified cloud practitioners is increasing across all sectors of the economy, and it has now become an essential skill that you need to make it in the web development industry. Hi all, I welcome you to this Edureka session, which will serve as a roadmap to the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. The main objective here is to be able to prove that you can work with cloud computing and with AWS. So you're going to have a lot more job opportunities available to you. So before we begin, let's address a few questions that you all might have about the CCP or the Certified Cloud Practitioner to determine whether it's the right certification for you. So the CCP is all about the foundational knowledge, and what that means is that it can show stakeholders that you know your way around the AWS console. You know the general offerings from AWS, and it's like a light version of the Solutions Architect Associate, which is another certification offered by AWS. But CCP has some very unique offerings which no other certification on AWS platform have, which is that it has a strong focus on billing and business-centric concepts. And that is why it makes a lot of sense why a lot of people who try to obtain the CCP are in sales or management, because it's going to give them the knowledge to help inform stakeholders and business leaders the reasons as to why they should use AWS. So the next thing that probably might confuse a few people is that why should they get this certification? Firstly, it's one of the easiest AWS certifications out there. So if not anything, it should definitely give you a confidence boost. It basically adds to your certification count superficially if that's something your companies care about, and that is why you don't see a lot of developers doing this certification. The second thing is it gets you familiar with your test and its environment. Now, if you're somebody that aspires to take the Solutions Architect Associate exam, you wouldn't want that to be your first exam, because it could prove to be pretty hard in an unfamiliar environment. But like we discussed before, this is a way simpler exam to approach. After succeeding in the CCP, you could definitely proceed to prepare for the Solutions Architect Associate or any other advanced certification. Moving on, let's discuss how long would you take to prepare for this exam. Now, if you are a developer, you're already working in the industry, you can pass this exam in less than a week. You need about 8 hours of structured practice, and that should do it for you. If you are a bootcamp graduate, we'd recommend about 15 hours, which is equivalent to a week and a half of studying and practice, and you shall be good to go. Finally, if you're from the sales and management background, you probably do not have a lot of developer experience or experience with the cloud infrastructure. So we're looking at about 20 hours of study, but once you get a grasp of the concepts, it should be fairly easy for you to crack this examination. And it's not really a huge time requirement. These numbers are just to give you an idea of the rough amount of time you need to put in to prepare for this examination. Moving on, let's discuss a few exam details. Now, you can take this exam in person at a test center or online through a proctored exam. The cost of this examination is $100, and it is the most inexpensive of all the certifications in the AWS suite. Its duration is 90 minutes or an hour and a half, but it shouldn't actually take you that long to finish your exam. So optimize your time and make sure you review all of your answers before you submit. There will be 65 questions for you to answer, and the passing score is 70%, which actually is quite a hard number. And once you get certified, the certificate is valid for 3 years. So that's quite a long time. So there you go. Hopefully, this answers all the questions that you have had about the Certified Cloud Practitioner. With that, let's move on to the outline of this session. So we start out with some fundamental cloud concepts. We are going to discuss what is cloud computing, certain advantages and benefits to cloud computing, the different types, as well as deployment models in cloud computing. Next, we shall be introducing you to the AWS Cloud Infrastructure. We'll give you a map overview and discuss other important concepts such as regions, availability zones, edge locations, so on and so forth. We shall also get started on our AWS account, change our IAM user, activate the MFA on the root account, create individual user, and see how to set a password policy. Next, we shall move on to our hands-on section where we shall discuss the AWS Elastic Compute Cloud or the Amazon EC2, Amazon Machine Images, Auto Scaling Groups, Elastic Load Balancer, the Amazon S3 or Simple Storage Service, AWS CloudFront, the Amazon RDS or the Relational Database Service, and finally, AWS Lambda.